Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Caskey back for another Tech Time with Mrs. Caskey. I hope that you are all doing well, and I'm so excited because today we're going to learn how to use a new tool. This tool is called Spreadsheets, and in Google they're actually called Sheets. So let's get started. Okay, I do not want to save this. There we go. All right, so here I am in a browser window. You might have this window if you clicked on a new tab on your Chromebook. And we're going to go to this tool called Sheets. So there's a couple different ways that you can go there, but in my mind, the easiest way to get there is to use the Rubik's Cube that we have that's in the upper right-hand corner. And so if I click on that, that's where all of our Google tools are. And so I'm just going to scroll down to this green rectangle, and it says Sheets. So let's open that guy up. And I'm going to give you a quick tour of this tool that we call Google Sheets. So we're going to start out by just grabbing a blank sheet. So I'm going to come over here and tap on that colorful plus. And now I'm going to tell you the parts of the spreadsheet. Just the ones we're going to use though. There's so many things you can do in a spreadsheet. They're super cool. Okay, so first of all, obviously, here's where we put our title. So when we get started to work on a spreadsheet, we always want to make sure we put that title in there. I'm just going to call this My Grocery List. I could use a spreadsheet to make a grocery list if I wanted to. I'm not going to though. But just a reminder that that's where you want to make sure you put your title in. Okay, here's how the spreadsheet works. Across the top, you can see these letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If you know your alphabet, you know what's coming next. Okay, these are called columns. The ones that are going down like this. These are called columns. So this is column A. If I click on the letter A, it highlights the whole column. If I click on the letter C, it highlights the whole column. So the things that are going down with the letter at the top are called columns. If you look over on the left-hand side of your screen, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get it, I hope. After 5, I think you know what's coming next. These are called rows. And so notice when I click on 4, the whole thing across gets highlighted. That's a row. Okay, so up and down are columns. Left and right are rows. Pretty easy, right? Okay, each one of these little guys right here, these little rectangles, these are called cells. And these cells have this thing called an address. It's really easy how to figure out what the address is. Okay. What you do is when you click on a cell and that blue outline shows up, that's called the active cell. That's the cell you're in right now. The address for the active cell is the column and the row. So I am in column C, row 9. So my cell address is C9. See how that works? Okay, let's try another one. Okay, I'm going to click right here. No, I'm going to click right there. My active cell is the cell that's outlined in blue. The column is column F, and the row is row 5. So my address is F5 for that cell. So each one of these cells has their own unique address. Now you might be wondering, who cares? What does that matter? Well, this is the cool part about sheets, okay? I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna take these addresses out that I put in there, okay? And I'm gonna put a number in here. I'm gonna say 84. And what address is that? That is B3. Oh, okay, now I'm going to put a number in here, and I'm going to make this number 26. Okay, so that address is C3. What if I wanted to add those two cells together? Wait a minute, I don't want to add the two cells together. I want the computer to do it for me. So watch what happens. If I click in cell D3 and I want to figure out the answer for B3, which is 84, plus C3, which is 26, how do I do that? So here's how it works. It's called a formula. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type equals, and then I can either type it in. So I'm going to type in B3. Oh, look what it did. It highlighted that cell. And now I said plus, right? So I'm going to do plus, and I said the next cell is C3. Oh, it highlighted that cell. Okay, so my formula says equals B3 plus C3. Look at it, already gives me the answer up there in a little bubble. But when I hit enter on my keyboard, I get the answer. Oh my gosh, isn't that so cool? So if you're trying to figure out, and you can do that, it doesn't have to be plus. Watch this. I'm going to come in here. Now see if I click once, it doesn't do anything, but I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go click, click. It's now showing me my, do you remember what that word is? Formula. Formula. Yeah, so it's showing me my formula. I'm going to change the plus sign, boop, to a minus sign and hit enter. What? I'm going to come back in there. Click, click. I'm going to change this to times, which is shift 8. And I'm going to hit enter. Ta-da! Isn't that so cool? Can I just tell you, I've shown you one thing you can do in a spreadsheet, and already I hope that you're going, wow, that's so cool. Spreadsheets are used a lot when you have a lot of math that you want to do, and usually more complicated math than plus, minus, times, and divide. Usually it's a lot bigger formulas to put into figuring out if you're going to use a spreadsheet. But I wanted you to see that you could do that, right? Also, another thing that spreadsheets are really good for are lists. Remember I had said, like putting in a grocery list. But what if you wanted to put in a list for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or March 30th, March 31st, April 1st? Spreadsheets are really good for putting in information that have anything to do with numbers, like time, date, days, right? All of those are numbers. You can even do patterns, and I'm not going to show you that today. I'm going to leave that alone for our next tutorial that we do. I'll show you how to complete patterns in a spreadsheet. For now, I just wanted to show you what a spreadsheet is and how you can enter information into a spreadsheet. I have one last thing to show you before I sign off, and that is if I click in a cell, I want you to look up here at the very top of above the column name, so above A, B, and C. I just clicked once on cell D3, and then if you look right there, I can see my formula right there. So whenever you click on a cell, so I'm going to click on this cell, there's nothing in it, so nothing shows up. If I click on a cell where there's information, click, the information will show up here. Now, we know this is a number, but we also know that we put a formula in this cell. So I'm going to click on that guy, and it shows me the formula that I put in the cell. Sorry. Isn't that really cool? It's a super cool tool. Google Sheets is amazing. Now, there's one thing that I didn't tell you that I think is really, really important. Are you ready for this? Okay. Google Sheets can let you do a lot of the things that we were doing in Google Docs. So watch this. I'm going to click in cell A5. I'm going to come up here, and I hope you can see this. I hope my camera is not in the way. But right here is the tool for our paint bucket. I can fill my cells with color. So if I wanted to do some drawing in Sheets, I can actually use Sheets as a drawing program. Now, I just wanted to show you that really quickly because I wanted you to be aware that Sheets can do a ton of things, and I really have only shown you very few. Okay, so that's all I'm going to show you today with Google Sheets. I will give you an assignment in Google Classroom for you to goof around with Google Sheets a little bit. So I hope that you have fun playing with this new tool that we have learned. Okay, until I see you next time, I hope you guys enjoy this.